Okay, so I have a question from Alla in which she's having trouble with the curtain wall doors, that these are not quite reaching the floor here. And when she tried to edit them, it gives her this warning saying that it can't make the doors. So what I'm noticing here is a couple of different things. So first off, in this image I can see that there is kind of a bottom mullion here. And then there's another one just a little bit up from it, and then there's another one up from that. And then it actually looks like there's a little sliver of mullion right there, and another little sliver of one right there. So I think I'm going to try to recreate some of the conditions of this to show you what to do to fix this. So I have, this is not quite what your curtain wall door is, but I have a condition here, and if I want to make this curtain wall door go the full height here, I can tab to select this grid and click remove segments and remove that one, and now it's made that entire thing into one panel, and I can change that back into a storefront door. And if I just select my mullions here, I can delete those, and it looks like looks very similar that my curtain wall door now is not quite reaching the ground. So that's because I have this extra grid in here for this extra mullion, and that grid is still carrying across. So I actually need to take that grid and tab to it. Let me see if I can get it here. Where is it? There it is. Okay. And I actually removed that one also. And now I have one panel that's the full height there, and I can make this whole panel into a door. Alright, so now when I rotate around, you can see that goes the whole way down to the ground. So the other thing there that I noticed from those images that Alice sent was this little sliver on the side. So it looks like what's happened is that there's a little bit of a extra grid, just very tiny one next to there. And so when that happens, see I'm getting kind of the same warning here. I'm just going to hit delete type and replace panels and just to see what happens. And you see there's a very thin sliver of curtain wall right there. And if I happen to get a little chunk of mullion that's just on like one segment of it, just like that, what happens then is that I now have a panel that is no longer rectangular. It's kind of L-shaped because this mullion takes a little bite out of the corner of it. And so when that happens, it won't let me do a door because I can't have a door that's not rectangular shaped. So in that case, I think in this image, that extra little grid there is just a mistake. See how that one's kind of biting into the corner right there? I think that extra little grid is just a mistake, so we can go ahead and just delete that extra chunk of grid, and that'll allow us to place the door back in. And you can actually see here now it's those original grids are carrying back through. I'm going to go back and just delete these again. Delete this one again. Delete that. Remove that segment. And make this back into a door again. And that's what allows us to have that door. So I think there's actually two separate problems there. One is the extra grid going across horizontally that is giving us these the ability to have these two mullions on top of each other at the base, which I actually think is a good way to do that that condition that's in the actual building. So if I zoom in on here, I actually kind of do have this double mullion thing there. But if I don't make sure I delete all of the grids that go across that opening, then I'm going to get I'm not going to lose that ability to have the door go the whole way down to the ground. And then the other question was, the other problem with it was that there's some extra vertical grids, and those extra vertical grids put in extra chunks of mullions at the bottom. And if when you have those, then your panel is no longer rectangular, and then therefore you can no longer have your door. So I hope that helps.